Hello. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome. I am Meredith. I am here with our message for the 24th of September, 2025. We have the sun in Libra. The moon is in Scorpio as of about an hour ago. We have our retrograde still going, and we are using the Rider-Waite Tarot Vintage for our reading today. And I do not cover nudity on artwork, so should we have cards with nudity and that offends you, you'll want to click away from the channel. All right, tuning into the energy atmosphere of the day. Our first two cards are the Knight of Wands. Fantastic energy there. Knights move energies between cards. They also bring all of their particular elements. So we've got Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire in the Knight of Wands. And this is all about our ambition, our passion, our creativity, everything that we've got fire for. What's it paired with? Oh, the devil. Okay. So I feel like the Knight of Wands is bringing us some really hot, fresh perspective, hot meaning fiery. And the devil is a message about what we're shackled to. And specifically, go to your thoughts and your feelings and behaviors, attitudes, and patterns. This is what the devil will almost always reveal for us. And then comes the decision-making part of it here. Does the thought, the feel, the pattern, the behavior serve us in the now? And when you have a fiery night paired with this, I feel that we have fresh perspective coming. So we may have a tendency to think in a way that is out of date to our now. And oftentimes we don't see these things. We're the last to know, right? Someone could tell us 1,000 times and we're like, nah, what are you talking about? Until we finally see it for ourselves. I kind of feel like this is what's influencing these two cards. So let's see how they connect with the next cards. Then we have Three Cups. Okay, this is the celebration card. These are the ladies from Strength, Justice, and Temperance in celebration, holding the Ace of Cups aloft. So Ace of Cups to the power of 3, a divine number, the number of heaven. So there's something worthy of celebration here, and we may be having a thought-feeling crisis from the way that we habituate. So that's going to be called into question because we might be looking at something really amazing and grand, though seeing it through eyes where we're looking at limitation or being shackled to something. So check this out for yourself. There's a message here of setting ourselves free. There's a message of liberation in these cards, and it's quite possible that we have to liberate ourselves from an old way of considering facts and our own history. Okay, the facts that we have made out of our history. I have the sense that we're going to challenge that today because we get some really fresh perspective. You know, and the moon has just freshly moved into Scorpio, and everybody knows how deep the Scorpio energy is. And I sense whatever this potential pattern, behavior, attitude is a deep one for us. And as we identify it, we end up celebrating that in a huge way because we have the epiphany moment and we're giving ourselves a good, oh my word, aha. I see that. Oh, I've been doing that. And okay, fine, that's out of date now. How can I do this differently? How can I do this in a celebration attitude or an attitude of celebration? Okay, next set, 2 cards. Our first is, well, look at that, consecutive cards, 3 of Cups to 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups card has been with us a bit lately, and this is the unseen blessing. So here are the 3 cups in celebration, and this dude's pouting under a tree like, oh, the party's over. Yet there's an unseen hand. the divine hand with yet another Ace of Cups. Love, bliss, joy, happiness overflowing for us. So if we're looking in this direction toward the devil, then we're in habituation, behavior, attitude, pattern that's long standing, and our tree is being shaken. It's a wake-up call on our first two cards, like, hey, wake up. There's another way to see this for yourself, and there's an unseen blessing in that. And the discovery of a pattern that doesn't serve in and of itself is an unseen blessing. So the universe is going to get our attention. And then the Four of Cups is paired with the Six of Pentacles. There's far more generosity, reciprocity woven into the now moments of our day than we recognize. And this is what we're getting the wake-up call on. Excellent. Excellent message. And then we have the Star, because we do keep the faith for what we're dreaming awake and alive into this earthly reality. And that's what the Star card's all about. It's about keeping the faith. There is a connection to the Strength card on the Star, because there are typically 8 stars on this card. So that brings us to the major arcana number 8 in Strength. So we may be feeling vulnerable, hence the nudity here on the card. We are exposed, shall we say. And what's being exposed is an old way of being that's out of date for the now. But we've got plenty of fire, passion, creativity, enthusiasm, motivation to overcome that and live in the celebration where unseen blessings just simply appear. And that's because we keep the faith for what we're dreaming awake and alive in our own heart space. Next we have perfect. Perfect. Because now we have the Lovers. A new choice has been made. Right? And typically they go in this order. But that order is reversed because we've seen a pattern and we've made a new choice harmoniously in our divine feminine and our divine masculine. Gorgeous. So there's great harmony there, great generosity, reciprocity, unseen blessings coming in, celebration all over the place, keeping the faith, staying in our strength while courageously at times feeling vulnerable and going with it anyway. Beautiful. All right, bottom of the deck, how's the universe helping us out behind the scenes? Our first card is excellent. 9 of Cups, Ace of Cups to the power of 9. This is a dream coming true and a wish fulfilled. You know, I'm starting to see a pattern here in the cards themselves because, you know, the Devil card is about being limited because we're shackled to a thought or an attitude. And we might like to shame, blame, or guilt someone else for that, though if we're the one living with it, we're the one keeping it alive, right? So here's the 9 of Cups, and we have been talking about a dream that we had perhaps decades ago that we let go of, and now and in that period of so-called time where we let it go, there may have been the thought or the feeling that it just can't be. It can't come to life. But here's the card in tarot that's saying your dream is coming true and wishes are being fulfilled. So we've talked about the resurrection of a dream from long ago. And if you're just seeing this reading now and none of the others, go back a few readings. And certainly last week and the week before, we talked about this plenty. So there is a dream that is still on offer and still in consideration and still in development. And this is worth celebrating because it's never gone away. Hence the star. And perhaps we're reading the environment now and recognizing, hey, there's room for this old dream that I had. So here comes the 9 of Cups. Dreams come true, wishes fulfill. So something shows up that shows us where we've limited ourselves or shackled ourselves to a less than way of thinking. And we break free of that today, all in our fire. Thank you, Knight of Wands, right? We bring our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius fire, wherever it lies in your chart. We bring it into the now and we set ablaze this old way of thinking and move right into celebration, which opens us up to receive. And it opens us up to give more to this dream again. Let's see what's next. All right. So there's the Judgment card. The card of resurrection. And here we are. I got goosebumps. Gosh, that's awesome. That's perfect card witching. Actually, I just have to admire that in the tarot. This is amazing. So here's the card of resurrection. And as I'm talking about this dream and mentioning the readings from last week, the week prior, where we saw so much of the Judgment card, here it is again. So a new life force energy is coming to something that's been with us for years that we have yet to develop. And I feel that it's popping onto the scene for us now. I also feel that this is a message for those of you who have long held one or two particular life experience events. They are coming true and fulfilling. And at times your faith star may have waned quite a bit over the years because there's been this thought that there's, I've come this far now and it doesn't look like this is viable. So perhaps I've let it go some. And the universe is here letting you know that it's not over. It's not done. It was just incubating all this time. Next, the Ace of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, look at this. Talk about generosity, reciprocity, where we have that in the Six of Pentacles here in the reading. But here also is a divine hand holding the Ace of Pentacles, the Pentacle. And a doorway of opportunity is on this card as well. And this is the unseen blessing, I feel. On the Four of Cups, we're seeing the Ace of Cups come in from the, just out of the ether, right? So this is the card of great love in tarot. I know that everybody thinks it's the Ace of Cups, and I'm not diminishing the Ace of Cups. That's absolutely a beautiful love message. This is where the rubber hits the road, though. This is where it all becomes tactile here on the earth plane. And a new opportunity shows itself, and it's connected to this dream we've long held in our heart. And it's more tangible and more available to us than it's ever been before. So continue to keep the faith. And then we have the King of Swords, no problem. And that's beautiful because the King and the Queen of Swords are exceptionally discerning and decisive. And so once we're seeing the signs here, there's no way we're going to be talked out of what we have discerned and how decisively we have chosen for ourselves to live in the love, bliss, joy, and happiness that's overflowing out of all 9 of these cups. And then all 3 of the cups, and then all 4 of the cups. There's a whole load of love, bliss, joy, and happiness being offered to us in the now. And we're going for it. We're making it real. Nice. And we will fight for it. There's the 7 of Wands. This is a card of the Trailblazer. It is spoken of in tarot in terms of being defensive. And the artwork certainly supports that. Remember, though, the message of the 6 of Wands, which is victory and success in homecoming to one's own self, one's own heart space, where this dream, 9 of Cups, has been living in our heart space all this time, nurtured, incubating, right? This is more of a clarion call to our own energy saying, wow, we've got all of this now. And it's a 7. Heaven touches earth in 7s in tarot, right? So this is us leading the charge with our own energy. And we have more than enough energy to spare, to share, to invest in what's in development now. Gorgeous. Go for it. Angel Answers. Ooh, card falling right out of the deck. Reconsider. Yeah, reconsider. That's definitely what's happening right there with that beautiful Devil card paired with the Knight of Wands. We're in reconsideration because of that 9 of Cups. So let these cards confirm the reading. Let them be a fresh message. Perfect timing is out again. That's divine timing. There are no clocks, no calendars. Everything is in divine alignment. And that's why I feel some of us, pushed our dream and our vision that we've been talking about here to a back burner, and then maybe developed some ego language around it that talked ourselves out of it. So it's been shelved for so long. And now there are signs showing up in our everyday now moments that are reminding us of just exactly what we put on the shelf. And there's this inspiration and feeling to pull it out into the light of day again. So here's the divine timing card and the reconsideration card to encourage us to, well, resurrect our vision and our dream. Listen to your intuition is back again. It's one of our favorite frequent flyers out of this deck. In the near future. So yet another timing card here. In the near future, divine timing aligns in such a way where you see your original dream come to fruition. And it's been added to. That's the feeling I have. It's long been in incubation and maybe even backburnered so that it could develop in its incubation period, right? So it could develop and bring a whole lot more. My guides are saying the dream itself is a sleeping giant. There's so much more connected to it than we ever dreamt in the first place. And a lot of development had to go on to create an energy atmosphere that could support what we've been dreaming of all these, let's say, years, some of us decades. It's bigger than we realize. It's way better than we realize. And as it comes to fruition on our foundation, be prepared for shock and awe. Great. Yeah. Remain positive and communicate clearly coming out together. So, you know I love this communicate clearly card. That's the no verbal clutter. Mean what you say what you mean. Don't be vague. Don't be wishy-washy. Be like the King and the Queen of Swords, discerning and decisive. And eliminate any verbal clutter. And then remaining positive. So validate any fears or doubts that show up. Look at them. Just make inner eye contact with doubt or fear. See it for what it is. Love on that. Nurture yourself. And reaffirm what it is you're up to and what you're all about here. That's how we navigate temporary feelings of worry, fear, or doubt. We don't do it by running from them. Sticking our head in the sand. We got to look right at it and own it and then let it go. Final word on today's message from angels and ancestors. How is our soulful presence informing our waking consciousness? We have the stag coming back again. Trust and thrive. Trust your dream. Trust your wisdom. Trust your soulful presence and your intuition. And you will thrive. Gorgeous energy. Thank you, as always, for joining me here on the channel. It's always appreciated. Peace, love, namaste.